your way into with no experience and no one would notice. Not completely on topic, but I used to be a part of university interviews, sitting in with potential future students. A girl turned up, went white as a sheet, and we quickly realized she had used my work in her portfolio. I'm a photographer. Another guy turned up and did exactly the same thing with a fellow photographer's work. I wondered how many people blagged their way into university this way, and I was made to sit in all interviews for the 3 years I was there after that. Caught so many people out. This is interesting. I'd like to read more, if you don't mind. Whatcha wanna know? Lied my way into a tech repair job. Asked my new boss if he could run me over their operating procedure with an example on the bench, and apart from putting my PC together had no real experience at all. But I watched and learned and asked for lots of second opinions in my first month. Never got noticed and got extra work from him using my software experience. I still freelance software solutions for him and his clients today, haha. My former principal was a business model guy and a big believer in cronyism. He replaced the greatest teacher tech person I have worked with a guy who wasn't a friend of his and an English teacher who didn't want to teach. I went to him for a issue once. I watched him Google it. After that, I either goggled it myself or called my friend if I needed help. That lasted about 2 years. The god-awful principal is gone, but he's still at our school. Still not sure what he does. I went to him for a issue once. I watched him Google it. I work in it. That's how it works. Not saying that guy's not a moron, but that particular bit is standard procedure. Edit. To clarify, you can't be prepared for every issue. 30% of the job is being prepared for issues ahead of time. 30% is being good at googling to figure out an issue. 40% is bullhitting people so they think you've got everything under control. If we learned anything from the hit classic Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, it's that it's super easy to lie on your resume and become a 17-year-old fashion designer. Wow, what a flashback of movie. My dad told me that his first job out of technical school was at Enron. He had a good friend that worked there, so he was able to get an interview. My dad ends up lying on his resume, mostly regarding his experience and knowledge of software development. Once he arrives at the interview, he takes notes on the technical questions that they're asking him as he bullhits his way through. Long story short, he gets the job and uses the notes he took during the interview to buy coding books. I believe they were O'Reilly. Mostly because I remember thinking how cool the illustrations of the animals on the covers were. He would study the coding books cover to cover, learning how to do his job as he'd go along. He wound up doing very well there until Enron went bankrupt. Fortunately though, he found work as a lead software developer at a large electric services company and does very well for himself. TL. Doctor, my dad lead to Enron and got a job. Now he doesn't work for Enron and still has a job. Edit. I didn't expect this much attention out of the comments, so hopefully I can clear some stuff up. The time period was the late 90s/early 2000s, so the demand for people that could do this type of work was a bit higher. His prior education prepared him pretty well for the interview, so he wasn't clueless like some of you seem to believe. But the job was more for people that were already experienced in the field with past career experience as a software developer, which is where he had to exaggerate the truth. His job before Enron was as a waiter at a pretty popular restaurant, but he was hit by surprise when my mom got pregnant with me, so he went to school and got a job. The rest, as they say, is history. He had the right idea. Fake the interview, cram session until he can answer the questions, and study what he needed to hold the job. He could pass off his inexperience in the first 2 weeks as new job adjustment. It is a bold strategy, but he knows how to teach himself. He could have walked into almost any job and done that. Yup. That's my dad. He's really the type to figure things out as he goes, but at this point he's just good at what he does, so he's got no problems taking care of stuff at work. I know a guy that lied his way into a bunch of political campaigning jobs. He's in jail now though. Edit. He's a really shady guy in general. I think he went to jail for something fraud related. But yeah, he's been a campaign manager, aide, a bunch of politics stuff. First thing he ever said to me was, "Hey, you wanna try some high grade narcotics?" Then proceeded showing people naked pictures of his prostitute while she was standing right there. We had 4 penthouse rooms at this casino, a gift from some senator for some reason. Then he really starts treating the prostitute like hit, saying some of the worst things ever to her all night. Then she runs off and picks up some other guy. So the guy I know walks up to the guy she picked up, hands him a penthouse suite key, and says, "Here you ducking, take her, real scum of the earth." That guy totally ruined my view of politics. Edit 2, not Manafort. But when you're talking politics, the people that get caught are just the tip of the iceberg. Sounds like someone noticed. Yeah, but he got away with it for a while. Life coach. There's someone this year on Big Brother who describes herself as a life coach. She's 24. In her interview, she said something to the effect of, "Sometimes people ask me how I can be a life coach at 24 when I have no life experience," and then she just went off the crazy deep end with crystals, essential oils, and something about spirit guides. She was crazy and 100% lied her way into that job. This user has a red aura. Pay no attention to them. I'm a pretty good cook, but never worked in catering professionally, other than catering a few friends' parties. One day a small but posh cafe near my kids' school put a sign saying they needed a head chef who made foodie foods rather than classically made food, etc. I walked in, spoke with one half of the owners, the wife and the retail part. The Italian classically trained soon to be ex-husband ran the kitchen, but was leaving soon. Told her I'm possibly what she's looking for. Would she like a demonstration, etc. This was on a Thursday. She asked me to come back on the Monday with some dishes. Long story short, came back Monday and had the job by Thursday. Redesigned the menu. Ran a team of 5. Put all in place. Everyone loved the menu and food. And 7 weeks after starting I found that they didn't have a license to sell food. I bounced within 10 minutes of finding out. All in all, I was on the job 8 weeks running hit I've never done before. Proud achievement, but when I asked legit chef friends about it, who were way jealous I'd done that without any training or anything, they told me that at the very least I could be named in documents if the shop got in trouble for selling food. Edit, I'm gonna add a few details to clarify as I'm a crap writer. 1. The place was a high-end ceramics cafe. This means that people went in to make ceramic things and be able to eat good food. The place had previously been known for its quality food as well as for the ceramics. This included ceramics parties for kids with a full lunch afterwards. 2. I love food and have quite a few classically trained chefs friends. I would never disrespect the industry by trying this at a full-blown restaurant. That's not what this was. 3. I'm a great home cook. The food that I made was all high quality meals that you would like at home. Not restaurant style but home style. 4. The staff that the place had hired were all art graduates and chefs no more than 2 years out of chef school. At 32 was the oldest member of staff, apart from the owners, by at least 6 years. 5. One of the reasons I was able to do so well in those 7 weeks is that my 15 or so years as a home cook, 12 years in marriage and a few more at home as the oldest of 8 kids, meant that their 2 years out of culinary school didn't really work out as well for the type of food the cafe were going for. I'd previously been a sales manager, so handling a team and directing them wasn't new to me, and they were young and eager, so followed by not so complicated recipes down and did what was needed. Edit 2. As soon as I got the job I spent the week doing all the necessary health and safety and culinary food prep courses that are the majority legal requirements in the industry. My friend did this. Made me laugh. He never worked in the restaurant industry a day in his life, but was very charismatic and got a job at a very high-end posh restaurant as a chef. As a professional chef that angers me, because now I would have to follow the orders of someone who is most likely incompetent and lowers the standard of food and service for the customers. Well, one of the places I work at seems to be full of people who got promoted internally to positions that they are in no way qualified for. I'm talking positions from project manager to VP of operations. I've definitely seen the Peter principle play out over and over. In a hierarchy, every employee tends to rise to his level of incompetence. For those unfamiliar, most studies show that a person is promoted because of their talent and competence at their current job. So if I'm a salesperson and I rock that hit, I'll get promoted to head salesperson, where presumably I'm still on the floor making sales and continuing to rock that hit. Then I'll be promoted, maybe to regional sales director, for instance. At that point, I'm managing salespeople, not actually doing sales. I might be a hit manager, but I've already been promoted. And short of doing something heinous and glaring, I'll probably coast through the rest of my tenure with the company doing a poor to mediocre job in that position. Because firing someone for the cause is really only mediocre could open the company to a lawsuit. And execs aren't willing to do that. Hence, most people rise to the level of their incompetence. Edit to add, yes, every single firing can open the company to a lawsuit in the US. Regardless of what state you're in, it's very unlikely the company will lose that lawsuit, because the legal system in the US is structured to protect corporations and hit on actual people. But the opening remains. One disgruntled ex-employee and one less than ethical attorney who charges a flat fee, and the company can be sued, which is a pain in the ass and expensive if you don't have in-house counsel, and generates bad publicity, regardless of who wins the suit. Holistic health coach at your local vitamin, herb, and crystal shop. It's all about cleansing out the toxins. Ugh, you're such a quack. Either you're misinformed and ignorant, or you're a rip-off charlatan. Don't listen to this person, people. It's all about aligning your chakras. None of this toxin nonsense. I'm a video producer / editor for 24 years now. I could probably teach someone how to successfully edit and traffic broadcast quality commercials well enough in 4-5 days to make 50-60k at an edit house. Well, it so happens that I have 4-5 days to spare. As an agent for the world famous r/Kanoobal editing bootcamp, I can offer you an exclusive package. In just 4-5 days, you can get the skills for a 50-60k career. As part of the package, you will get expert instruction from an industry insider with 24 years of experience and gain the in-demand skills required to enter the exciting field of broadcast quality commercials. Visualize yourself, in just a few short days, having the knowledge you need to succeed in the career of your dreams. Carrot. 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 Due to the exclusive nature of this opportunity, not all candidates will be accepted. Brokerage fees must be paid upfront at the time of application, and upon final acceptance and enrollment an agent's fee will be applied to the seminar tuition. There may be some delays between application and finalization, as course availability may vary. Seminar rates are subject to change, based on demand. Horoscope writer seems pretty straightforward. My mother used to work at a local newspaper when she left college. She would receive a general guideline weekly from an expert, and then she would write whatever she thought would help the people she knew that read it. Seems like the expert is another position to lie your way into. Regional manager at a paper company, or assistant to the regional manager at a paper company. Assistant regional manager. I managed to talk my way into a programming job with almost no experience. And the experience I do have comes from either ducking around at home or completely unrelated stuff from my previous job. I found who wrote the codebase for my company's product before I got there. How did you go from there? Analyze it and come up with better code? Suggest improvements? Not kidding. Our national TV station has a diversity consultant. She just happens to be a friend of the seer, Laura. What's your take on diversity this quarter? We need more diversity. Alright, good work, Laura. Step 1. Employ disabled black Jewish gay woman as diversity consultant. Step 2. Number of minorities working at company has risen by 200% since employing diversity consultant. Step 3. Step 4. Profit. Too easy, President. No dog. Everybody notices. But we just can't get our head together and organize because we can't get over petty differences in opinions. Seriously. This, politics and media thrive on keeping all of us in a constant state of fear. It guy.
Good, unplug it and plug it back in. And if that doesn't work, CTRL plus C the error message. CTRL plus V it into a search engine of your choice. You almost certainly aren't the first that has had the issue. Highlight text. Right click, copy. Double click Internet Explorer. Get distracted by that fun toolbar. Type AskJeeves.com into AOL search bar. Right click, paste into search bar. Get fired from it position. I can Google with the best of them. While it is true, I do computer repair and I definitely Google the hit out of a lot of stuff. The difference is being able to sift through all the bullshit to find a solution that is actually plausible. 90% of the results are bullshit. Yeah. I do quite a bit of it work for my mom's company, my friends, family, etc. And most of the time it's just Googling. It's really weird how other people can't seem to be able to process the idea of Google and finding proper results. It is just knowing how to find a solution. It's a job that shouldn't exist, yet it's one of the most needed jobs today. Ducking like and subscribe.